Hello, everyone. Very happy to be back with you on another Monday night. I love that you guys are already active in the chat box. Those of you watching on Instagram, make sure you come over to YouTube so that you don't miss anything. Thank you, Kenny. I see your comments coming in, and I appreciate everyone who has given likes before we even started. It's pretty awesome. All right, I'm going to give a couple of announcements, and then we're going to jump in. As a quick reminder, the show today is for everyone else to use my stream. I want everyone to jump on who has a question for the opposite sex. And instead of asking me your questions tonight, you're going to be asking each other. Get the answers to the burning questions that you have, and let's have an official town hall. Okay? So check your emails. You guys have been sent the Zoom link. Those of you who have requested to be on my email list and have said you wanted updates about upcoming shows, check your email because you have the Zoom login information. You guys know the drill. Please comment your city and state. Let me know where you're watching so I can shout you out. And if you have a question for the panel, drop it in the chat. I do not get people to commit up front. So whoever comes on is whoever's going to come on. If no one comes on, no one comes on. So it's totally up to you guys. But those of you watching on Instagram, you can jump in on YouTube and see all the fun, and you can get the jumping on camera. All right, we have Boston in the house. Oh man, good game there, right? The other day. Well, might be relative to whoever team you're going for. All right, so we got a bunch of questions that we are going to be going over tonight. And for those who do not want to join on YouTube, you can actually just comment your answers in the chat box. All right, but we are going to do a little plug for my books. I got my 2 books here. First one is for women. It is First Date 101. It is a man's guide to dating a man. This is from men for women, and this is the guide. It's a cheat sheet of things that men liked and disliked on first dates. I asked a bunch of guys for their feedback, and the stuff they had in common, I compiled it into this handy dandy little guidebook. So you guys can grab that. The link to my shop is in the description below this video. You can go there or just go to ChasingYonci.com and hit shop. The other book is Why Women Love A-Holes, and there are already some questions about this kind of thing. So men, if you really want to go into to depth about why women like what they like, you can go into this book. You can read it if we don't talk enough about it tonight. But I definitely want to unpack that as part of the discussion today, okay? And last but not least, if you have not joined my email, perhaps you are new on Instagram, maybe you just found me on YouTube and you just didn't know. I don't judge you. But if you want to be ready for next week, slide on down to the description below, or if you're on Instagram, click the link in my bio, and there on Instagram, you can click Stay Connected. If it's on my YouTube, you can go to the description of my video here and type or look for join email list or something to that effect. Anyway, it keeps you in the know, and you would know things like the fact that next week I'm coming to Atlanta. And for those of you who are looking forward to my trip and are going, oh God, did I miss the email? No, you did not. Your girl has been very, very, very pessimistic. Not pessimistic. I've been procrastinating on getting the venue nailed down. So still working on it. I use that term loosely, but I will have that information by next week. But make sure you stay glued to your emails so that you don't miss anything. All right, so we have Columbus, Ohio. Hey, love. Hey, Tian. And then we have Washington, D.C. So let's get started. How many of you guys are choosing to come on YouTube? We will see. And I am prepared to have the discussion with those of you guys watching, because so far we do not have people watching yet. Oh, we have someone watching from Berlin. Nice. Let's see. We got Virginia Beach in the house. All right, so here's the first question. And like I said, this question is for y'all. Now, it's more fun if you guys want to come in and answer the question live. We might even let somebody come in. Well, no, I was going to say I'll let them come in on YouTube or Instagram, but I think we'll do it on YouTube. That way everyone can see their faces. All right, so here's the first question we're going to get in. Kenny says, you know what, since he was the first to the question, we'll just answer his question. He said, why do ladies go for the thug, Pookie and Tyrone with swag? Now, I don't know how many of you guys are ladies in the comments and how many are gentlemen, but ladies, can we please put this to rest. I don't want to sway the comments here, but this assumption that I really didn't even change the screen. My bad, y'all. The assumption that women go for thugs. I can say I have never in my entire life ever dated a thug. I've never been attracted to a thug. I'm far too practical for that. I'm not about that thug life. I'm not trying to have police pulling us over. I'm not trying to be caught up, in charges. I didn't know I was dealing with. It's never appealed to me. So when people say that, they talk about women liking, I'm just confused because that's not me. Obviously, I know that those guys get women because they have women. But I just cannot answer that. She said it's not about the thug. It's the thing about not being boring. Okay, so thank you, Robin. By the way, you guys, we have half of the likes as we have the viewers. So if you're watching this and you're enjoying it, please tap the like button. That way YouTube knows that people are enjoying the show and we'll send it out to more people. Okay, so thank you, Ronan. I think I said Robin. Sorry, Ronan. Lou Casley says, same here. Never liked the bad boy thing. WTH Funk says, Cap. Yeah. And this is one of my favorite things, okay? And I actually might, let me know if you guys want me to drop the link in the description here, because I might actually do that in the description so you guys can jump on, those of you who haven't gotten the link yet. But one of my biggest pet peeves is when somebody has an experience outside of what the person's narrative is, and the first thing that's thrown out there is cap. The first thing. It is so, to me, when people... Oh, it is glitching. I'm looking at it. I don't know why it's glitching. And they said we can't hear you. Antonio, can you guys type in the comments to turn his volume up? Because he's saying he can't hear. Or you're saying breaking in and out. Okay, I thought you meant you heard no sound. But when people say cap, it's really annoying. Thank you, love. She said the YouTube signal is glitching. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. I'm looking at the what is it called, the little preview thing, and it seems like it's going smoothly now. So let me know if it does that again. What's funny is you guys said I'm glitching, and at the same time my eyes started twitching. So that was a weird feeling. Okay, can you hear now? I can hear you. Okay, so let me know if you can hear me. Okay. All right, so let's get back to this. So you guys, can we please bury the word cap? Okay, if you guys want the word cap buried when it comes to having a discussion. So in this example, people, someone gives their opinion and it's different than what someone has seen. The immediate thought is, let's call cap, okay? And honestly, I feel like it's disrespectful to a person's experience to just negate what somebody is saying because you personally haven't seen it. And that's something else that I think we really need to talk about is just because somebody hasn't experienced it doesn't make it not true. It's like somebody saying, I've never seen racism, so it's just not true. Like, that's just ridiculous to say. All right, let's see. I'm trying to put the link on here, but it looks like, oh, there we go. It just was done twice. Okay. All right, so I put the link. Whoever wants to come up can. But I think that's one of the first things that we should talk about is how to have constructive conversations. And so when we are combative, it's not productive. Okay. So I don't know if Anthony was asking what is the definition of cap when someone declares cap, or if he's asking what item was being called cap. So, we'll have to see. All right, so let's see. Let me go back to these. So ladies, does anyone else want to weigh in? So someone else said that it's better, it's about not being boring. Now let's break down what boring means. And you guys, I would love for you to be able to come on and share your thoughts. Okay, let's see. The love for swag culture versus logical, smart young man is a real issue. And I'm going to die on this hill. I don't care. I don't want somebody who does not have presence. To me, okay, when someone says swag, you can think of someone who's like almost cartoonish. You know, they have this real deep lean in their walk, and they're using I don't even know what caricature people think about when you say swag. When I say swag, it's confidence. I remember seeing a guy in the grocery store just last night. My friend and I were grocery shopping, and I see this guy, and he's just real corny the way he's walking. First of all, he had a pick in his hair, and he was a very handsome guy, nice build, but he had a pick in his hair, and he was just walking so goofy, and he was being funny. But I turned to my friend and I said, I literally would never give that guy my number because he just seems like a goofball. I don't mind having fun, but I want someone who has a presence, about them. Sort of like I don't know, it's confidence. It is the ability to know when to joke, when to be serious. That's what swag is to me. So ladies, what do you mean when you say swag? And again, I put the link in the description. I don't know. See, I know there should be a way I can pin this comment. Oh, okay. So I could pin that one. So I should be able to pin this one. There it is. Okay. So I'm going to pin this so you guys can see the link. You guys can jump in on Zoom if you would like. I will answer people. I will add people as I can. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I'm always trying to do a million things on here at once. Let me get my screen back up. Okay. Swag, the dude from Stella got her groove back. Tay Diggs. Tay Diggs. Let's see. Someone says, we saw that with the girl who pineappled the nuclear physicist. And what's so interesting is I actually didn't think he had a swag issue. He seemed fine to me, seemed normal, kind of my speed. And let me make sure I didn't miss any other comments. Let's see here. Y'all, I pinned a comment and now it's not letting me scroll. So let's see. Try to fix this. Goodness gracious. There we go. Okay, hopefully this will help. There we go. Y'all, that was annoying when I couldn't see. All right, so we have, did someone say physicist? Yes, there was a woman. She actually, did you guys know that she jumped on the live stream that I was on? The woman who did pineapple, she jumped on the live stream. And it was very interesting talking to her directly about it. And she actually came around and agreed with the things that I had shared with her. But she did say part of it was the swag. For me, swag is Obama's walk. Now, that's definitely a confident walk. Forget swag. I see swag as folks like the future. See, thank you. I'm glad you said that. Swag and future, to me, are not the same thing. Which is why it's important that we assign meaning to these words that we use a lot, because to one person it might be one thing and to another person it's totally another. Boston's favorite says swag. To me, I consider it style. Someone is saying they're having issues hearing, so let me know if anyone else. So he said, I look at folks like Future, NBA Youngbuck, Nick Cannon. Ooh, baby mama makers, but will never marry you. Cocky. And no, swag is not someone who is cocky. No, not a narcissist, disrespectful, pump it up. No, that is not swag at all. So if that's what the idea of swag is, no wonder men are thinking, I don't want to be that. No, swag is not. Ladies, let's get some answers, because this is supposed to be the ladies and gentlemen answering these questions from the guys. Okay. Hey, Valiant Thor. He said he's watching from Los Alamos National Laboratory. Very specific. She is seeing this from a mother's eyes, but Tupac. What? Okay, man, y'all are typing fast. I'm trying to keep up with this. Y'all should just come on the Zoom if you dare. Come on the Zoom and answer the questions. All right, so the first question, guys, we're gonna move on. Is why do women love love, what do you say, Pookie and all that. Why do you mess up a good relationship and what? When you got a good man. Okay. Oh, so many things to say. See, I don't want to be taking over this whole thing. Swag and confidence is different depending on the age group. One of the things I do have to say this is when you are on social media, men and women, be very careful to not speak in absolutes because your bitterness will show. If you speak in absolutes and it is something negative, your bitterness will show, and it's not a good look. All right, we have someone who is jumping on. We will see who this is. Make sure you guys grab, hit that link, the like button, so that we can let YouTube know that you are enjoying this. But we have someone coming on. We will see who they are. Swag is more. And make sure you guys, when you jump on, that you have your YouTube turned all the way down. Otherwise, there will be feedback. So let's see when they're gonna come on. She's not my bitterness showing. It's all I have left to hold on to. I don't think it's a love of thugs. I think they just don't like boring. Okay, so ladies, I'll ask you a specific question. What makes a man boring? What makes a man boring? And I will give my definition to me. And the person coming on, if you are not on, I'm going to actually remove you if you are not going to come on. But feel free to click the link, you guys, if you do want to come on and actually have this conversation. To me, boring would be if you just don't have an opinion on anything. Like, you have no opinion, you are not assertive, you have nothing to say, nothing to talk about. All you're going off of is your money, if that's what you have, or your job. He said boring is what we need more in relationships. Oof. I do not agree with that. Do not agree with that. Okay, I have confidence yet never wanting to be arrogant. I never saw swag in a cool way, yet I'm willing to hear a different opinion. That's awesome, Chavez. Okay. Antonio says Bill Gates is the poster child of boring. All right. So ladies, can you guys answer what is boring for you? What is boring for you? And I think it's interesting when people are not getting success with women or not getting success with men, and they want to make these general statements about what it is, as opposed to finding out what is working and moving forward with that. But I think having something to say. All right, so we're going to switch this up, you guys. And make sure that you drop your questions if you have any questions. A bunch of you are saying sound. I don't know what the sound thing is for. I don't know if it was me or you meant the person who's coming on. Okay. Here's a question for the ladies. And I see a lot of guys, so hopefully we have enough ladies to answer this. What is worse, ladies? Feeling that your husband doesn't love you, but only wants sex from you, or feeling like he does love you, but never tries to initiate physical intimacy or affection? Which is worse? I would like to know the difference. So one guy, it could be he just doesn't even seem like he likes you at all, but he is always trying to get some. You just feel like you're just an object. And the other guy is very into you, and he's sweet and he's kind, but he just isn't trying anything. He's not being physical. He's not being assertive. He's not giving affection. Ladies, which is the difference? And let's see, can you guys put your gender in the comments? It's interesting to know, because I'm looking at a lot of these names and these are looking like guy names. It's funny, a lot of our regular ladies are not here tonight, but we need the woman's perspective. So comment male if you're male, female if you're female. Ooh, that's a good one. WT Funk. Okay, so Lou, it looks like Lou Casley, am I saying your name? She said the worst is they're not loving what they want, lots of sex. All right, so we have one male. How many ladies do we have? I want to get an idea, because if we have like all men, then I'll ask male questions. We have one person said male. So let's see how many. Not he, him. Thank you, Ronan. All right, female. Okay. Oh, that's right. Tiana's here. I'm he, him, cause, man, straight. Man of God. Oh, I like that, man of God. Okay, so far we're pretty top heavy with men. Ooh, another guy. Hey, Reginald. Female. So we have, I believe, 3 females so far. Let's see. All right, so ladies, so what is worse? Having the guy who does not act like he's into you emotionally, but is all into you physically, or the guy who acts like he's into you emotionally, but is not coming on to you physically? Which is worse? Come on, y'all. Give me your feedback. This is y'all's show. This is a town hall. This is not a Yonci hall. Okay, Shantae, we got another female. He said mature man. Okay, Link. Shout out to Link. He's one of my regulars. Love seeing the regular faces. And those of you watching on Instagram, please tune in on YouTube. They take care of our content creators there, and you could see the the graphics. I know, Antonio, the ladies are super shy tonight. Thank you for smashing that like. We got about 5 more people to catch up to the number of viewers, to the number of likes. So please, a lot of guys. Goodness gracious. All right. I think the worst is by far, Annette says. All right. So we've got 2 votes for the worst being that. So this is a good segue. So many of women, let's see if you guys can catch this, and there's a delay, so it's always interesting to see, you know, when the comments do come in. What is the thing that most men say is lacking after marriage? They say, once I got married, I had so much less blank. Let me know. Ooh, interesting comment just came in. I'll touch on that in just a second. Thank you for the likes, guys. Likes are getting up. Appreciate it. What is it that they say? If you don't want to have blank, get married, because you're going to really have a lot less blank. My girlfriend gave me so much blank until we got married, and then she stopped giving me blank. What is it? He said clapping cheeks. Okay, exactly. So, I want to unpack this, and I have my theories. I absolutely have my theories, and I want to get into this. I wish you guys weren't shy tonight and would jump on this live. Or jump on the Zoom. Ladies are always shy on YouTube. That's the real question. Why are men always having to cam up on YouTube and women are scared to do it? Actually, I used to have a ton of women who would come on. But I don't know. Maybe they just didn't check their email this week. He said, I heard this and well, whew. Okay. Here's the thing. Women, they tend to have a different sex drive. I'm speaking generalities. They tend to have a different sex drive as men at the beginning, and then towards the end of their life, they also have a different sex drive, but it's the flip, okay? I've actually had a guy say, I used to always be so hot for my wife, always want to have sex, and then I finally, you know, kind of phased out of that time in my life, and now she's the one who wants to have it all the time, and it's so funny because he finally realizes what it feels like. He's like, I'm not just a piece of meat. And he said, physically, it's hard to keep up. We got a bunch of people who just came in, so please smash that like button. Show some love. Let YouTube know that they can push this video out to more people. Let me look at some of these comments, and I'm going to share what I was going to share. Let's see. I'd have divorce papers on deck. Over 9 figures in disposable income. No debt, good health, no kids. What's missing from my life? I would say a wife. What? That is such a bitter statement, Valiant. That is so bitter. Oh, okay, there's too many things to say at once. Okay, stick to one thing at a time, Yancy. Because I have a lot of comments about that. But this is what I was going to say. Women tend to have a higher sex drive, I guess, when they get older, from what statistics seem. And men have a higher sex drive when they're younger, it seems like statistics seem. So the idea is that the woman no longer wants sex because they got what they came for. Oh, I got the husband and move on. Now I'm going to hold a space and say there could be women like that. But from the women that I've actually talked to, I have heard that once the man gets her, he stops romancing her. He said, yeah, son probably needs to hit the gym. I mean, when a man is trying to get with a woman, he does a lot of things that ignites her passion. And a man could be turned on. I mean, pretty much the wind can blow and he's turned on. For a woman, her heart and her emotions are connected to her body. It is a real, it is a rare woman who is able to disconnect emotions from sex. It's very rare. Some women brag about it. Oh yeah, I can just do this. But that is, one, that's nothing to brag about. And two, that's something that's broken in that woman. The way God created us is to be able to bond with a man. And so there is this emotional attachment. And so when she doesn't feel emotionally attached to the man, it's very difficult for her to want to be intimate. A woman wants to feel like her husband finds her beautiful. A woman wants to feel like her husband is in love with her. She wants to feel like he comes to her for more than just sex. She actually might want sex and have moments of being turned on, but the idea of only having that, especially, and I don't want to get too crass, but especially the guys who don't even bother with foreplay. This is why I say it is really dangerous when a man cannot control himself sexually. So many times when I bring up the conversation about abstinence before marriage, a lot of guys say, oh, that's ridiculous. You know, you don't know what it feels like to be a man and to have needs and things like that. However, if a guy is having sex because he cannot handle not having sex, that is a problem. Yes, I love that quote too. Men are microwaves and women are ovens. I heard women are crock pots. Sounds like a man has to continue to date their wife. Exactly. That's exactly it. Men need to continue to date their wives. She does not just go, okay, we're married now, so I'm just going to be this sex object. Nobody wants to feel like that. Honestly. Honestly. A woman wants to feel wanted. She doesn't want to feel like she's just a sex object. Just imagine, and I'll give you an example. A man doesn't mind giving a woman money. Most men don't mind that. But if he feels like he's just an ATM, it's not fun anymore. But if she's his best friend and she's encouraging and she's loving and she's giving him lots of good sex and she's complimenting him and pouring into his spirit, he does not want to feel like he's just an ATM. Man, you only talk to me when you need money. Let's flip that. That's what it's like for women. You haven't spoken to me all day. You haven't even noticed my new hairstyle. You know, you take me for granted. And now you just expect me to be ready to go. And you're not even going to make sure I'm satisfied. You're skipping foreplay. Ladies, what are your thoughts? So funny. I forgot that one of the people's screen name was Thor. I was like, why is everyone talking about Thor? I'm thinking the actual character. But this is a real thing. And you know what? When we have these conversations, and I want you to remember this, while I'm sharing things about what women feel, if men push back and say, oh, it's not true, it's not true, it's not true, remember that when it's your turn and the men are sharing why they do what they do, and think about what you would want the women to say. Would you want the women to listen and say, wow, maybe this has been your experience? Or would you want the women to immediately dismiss and dismiss and dismiss and dismiss? So we are talking about sex after marriage. And like I said, I'm not denying that there are some people who manipulate. I had, like I said, I told the story before. I had a woman tell me, I didn't even realize, but I'm not really into sex. And I realized I kind of, put on this whole played this role to get my husband. It wasn't like she consciously was thinking that, but after the fact, she realized she's just not really into that. And I think society places a lot of pressure on women to be sexual. So I think it's important for women to be honest with themselves and have those kinds of conversations. But I think it's really important for people to know who they are, but also talk about, what you require for sex. There are a lot of guys who think it's okay to just, she's laying in bed and he's just poking her, pun intended. She wants to feel cared about. For men, sex is a physical need. For women, her heart is connected to her sexual activity. Yes, so if you want your physical need met, meet her emotional need. All right. I'm trying to see. Okay. All right, so let's see. I'm going to ask a question for... I'm stealing that line, give a woman a bag of gold and she'll complain about how the... See that? But a lot of you are showing your negativity. I don't understand why half of these people are even dating. Because if there is so much contempt for the opposite sex, whether someone says it's jokes or not. But I watch the way that men speak about women and the way that a lot of women speak about men, and I genuinely wonder, why are you dating? And then you have someone who genuinely wants to date and they end up with a bitter Betty or a bitter Bob. And they start to think that this is it. Like, looking at some of these comments, it really does feel like you hate women. So that's why our sex is so angry. Doggone. Well, I will say, Annette, it seems like the angry ones, the ones that love to jump in discussions. Because it's just these massive, general sweeping statements. There's a lot of condescending comments. Could it be that after they've dated so many broken people, they have lost hope? 100%. 100%. 100%. And it also shows me that the psychology of women is not understood by a lot of men, and the psychology of men is not understood by a lot of women. We are not wired the same way. It is tough dating lately. I am focusing on myself and God and let the chips fall where they may. And that's the thing. As long as you don't become bitter. God even speaks about bitterness. I want to be the man in... Oh, I want to be a man in the next lifetime. They have so much freedom. So that's an interesting comment, Joanna. I do feel that men, out of the two roles, in some ways they have it better than women. And you know what? The angry one's getting the chat right off. Yes, they should express that with their therapist. Yes, thank you, champion. So this is interesting. Joanna, let's talk about this. Who do you think has an easier time dating? And I know what men are going to say. Men or women? Because I know men are going to say, well, women get to have free dates. Okay. But if you say women have it easier, say why. And if you think men have it easier, say why. I think it's easier for men because there are a lot of women who don't even require dates and they'll just put out. There are a lot of women who will live with a man, give babies to a man, and have like little to no requirements. So, oh, I love that. Oh, snap. He said, a few of my female friends have told me they would rather be in a bad relationship than no relationship. I can't figure that out. That's because, Sports Guru, the mainstream media has taught people, women, that if you're not with a man, there's something wrong with you. And let's think about this. What is the first thing people say when a woman is single? Why? What's wrong with you? So there's a lot of pressure for women to be in relationships. A lot of times there's identity placed on that. I think it favors women because they are the ones willing to step up and take care of the kids. Most men are happy to walk away in that situation and let the woman deal with the hard stuff. So you said you think dating favors women? Or is that for a divorce comment? I'm not sure. Good looking women have it easier. Average men don't even get to the first date. Y'all really need to come on here so we can flesh some of these things out. That is something that I actually was thinking about. Somebody was talking about how they've never had a date. I think the guy was like in his 40s. And it makes me wonder if they have had masculine role models in their life. What is it that is keeping a man from even getting a date? And what does average even mean? Does that mean average looks, average money? Andrew says successful and famous men have the freedom that you speak of. 99% of average men have it tough compared to the average woman. Okay, now that comment, Andrew, I appreciate. I can appreciate that, Andrew, because you are making it even. So an average looking dude, or I'm sorry, an average dude when it comes to finances and an average looking woman, those would be about the same. I believe that's what you're saying. Trying to keep up. I love the comments. It's just hard to read. Okay. Oh, okay. She said the law that he was talking about. Okay, perfect. I was like, I think it's hard for both men and women. Both men get rejected a lot, and we keep searching. Women have a hard time because of the emotional connection they make, and they become damaged over time. I like that comment. Mr. Nemhard says dating is different than having sex. Women have more choice of sexual partners. As I've said before, as I said before, for men, sex is the end goal. If we cannot get sex without commitment, they will take it. So here's the thing. Just because there are a ton of horny men who would want to sleep with a woman doesn't mean she wants to sleep with them. And again, the woman wants the relationship. So it's interesting that that's something that makes a man. It's like a man is looking at a woman as though she's in a man's body. So if a man could still be a man, but be in a woman's body, well, then he wouldn't like that because he'd be having sex with men. So maybe scratch that. But it's like he's not thinking it through. A woman doesn't, just because she can have sex, doesn't mean she wants to have sex. That is not her end goal. She can have a room of 100 men, and if given the option to sleep with all of them, a healthy woman would only want to sleep with the man she's committed to. Ladies, do you agree? Do you disagree? She wants the guy who's the whole package. Most healthy women are not running around just horny. So that's what I'm saying. So when we're saying who has it easier in dating, this needs to be the similarity, okay? Being easy, being able to get sex easily is not an advantage to a woman. I have never heard a woman say, gosh, I just wish I could get more sex. Ugh. What do I hear women saying? Women say, I'm sick of men always trying to sleep with me. So what would be comparable is, what do women want? They want commitment. What do men typically want? They want sex. So if you're not comparing apples, because in this case you want to compare the apple to the orange, you want to compare the two things that are different that equate to what they want. If a man loves on his woman, she'll never do anything to hurt him intentionally. Correct. Essential in a room of 100 men, she chooses who gets to have sex with her. But even if she's choosing to have sex with her, even if she's choosing who to sleep with, that doesn't mean that that's her desire. Her emotional needs are the priority. Let's talk this all the way through. Not just... Joanna says, I wish I could get me sex. Girl, just mention the word and guys will be ready to go. Let's see. If a man, let's see, social media has killed dating. Normal looking women think they deserve the same guys that supermodels attract, and it leaves limited options for the average blue collar working men. Ooh. I have seen women who don't seem to understand what men are attracted to think that they have more options than they do. A woman gets to relax and say yes or no. A man is expected to approach and he brings equal or more to the table. Equal or more to the table. Interesting. What makes a man bring more to the table? Okay, they're trying to find out where Joanna was located. He said I can make your dream come true. Well, I didn't lose my thought. What did I just say? Oh, so the woman gets to relax and say yay or nay. But here's the thing. A guy can go out and get a bunch of different, dates. It's easy because a lot of women want to actually go on the dates. But the guy isn't looking to go on dates. He, a lot of times, wants to have sex. The woman wants to have sex, but there are a lot of guys approaching for sex and not the dating. So that's what I'm saying. We have to have this question based on what does the opposite sex want. Oh my gosh. Hypergamy is what makes a man think he has to bring more to the table. Okay, so you're talking about finances. Okay, got it. And what's so interesting is that, this is brought up as a negative thing, like, oh, a man has to bring more finances to the table. However, if a woman leads with that and a woman says, I'm bringing finances to the table, most modern men, well, regular guys, would be like, that's not what I'm looking for in a woman. Men don't need dates for emotional attachment. Hypergamy is not about finances. So it's not about finances. So he could be completely poor and she's can choose him and still be hypergamous. Let's pull up the definition of hypergamy because I don't ever want to speak incorrectly. Hypergamy definition. It is the action or marrying of forming a sexual relationship with a person of superior sociological or educational background. So, social background, wouldn't that have something to do with finances or no? Because when you look at social status, usually there's a factor of money involved. I launched so many questions. We're talking about what they bring to the table. So the question is, who has it harder in dating, men or women? And so one of the things was that men, because they have to bring more to the table, but I said, but they don't want women to bring finances to the table. So he said, it's because of hypergamy that men are bringing more to the table, or it feels like they have to bring more to the table. And he said, it's not about finances, it's about status. But doesn't part of your status, a big part of your status, comes from money? You have old money or you have new money, but I don't know a lot of like poor people who have high social status. I don't know of them. All right, so it seems like the women are saying the men have it easier, the men are saying the women have it easier. How much time do we have left? Okay, we got 15 more minutes. Let's get into cringy things that dating coaches do. When you guys see content on social media and you see advice or posts or things like that, what is the cringiest thing that you see? What is something that you wish content creators would stop doing? And I'll give my first one. I wish that content creators would stop posting about car crashes, emotional car crashes, or car wrecks, I guess I would say. When there are really cringy situations and people post about it and it's so obvious, and then it's this attempt to say this is how all women are, or this is how all men are. So let's say a woman goes on a bad date with a guy and then they post this and then everyone's like, oh my God, yes, men suck. Overall, men have it harder. Men who are under 30, unless they are attractive or successful early. Women have it harder as they age. Andrew, I think that's the second gem you dropped in the comment. I think the first one I was really interested in was by you as well, I believe. I like that. I love it. He said, younger men under 30 struggle unless they're attractive or successful early on, and women have it harder as they age. This is why I think it is the perfect storm. Because when a woman feels like she has a lot of options, when she has her youth and her beauty, she might squander it. And then when a guy gets some success, he can end up being extremely picky or greedy. Interesting. So the conversation about money was about hypergamy. So not saying whether money was good or bad. It was about saying, does money have to do with hypergamy? So it looks like we have someone who is willing to join. You guys, you're welcome to come on. We've got 15 more minutes. Let's have this conversation. Dating women is 9 times out of 10 being deceived by fake eyelashes, fake nails. Oh no, we have to decipher more than women. All right, Kevin, let me know if you can hear, and make sure we can hear you. Andrew is on time. Yes, Andrew was dropping some gems. It sounds like dating means something different to men and women. Yes. We got a live body, you guys. We got a live body. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Would you like to chime in on the topic? Who has it easier, men or women?
Sorry, my government been out there before. It's all right.
And do me a favor, turn your volume down on the device with the YouTube. Keep it on if you can, because it helps for the views. But yeah, so we don't get the background.
I got you. It's all good. You just call me young too.
What's that?
You just call me young.
Oh, you said I can?
Yeah, just call me young.
You know what? With nicknames, I sound ridiculous. I had this joke because I have a friend whose name is Hood, and he was like, "That is the most proper anyone ever said Hood." I just, hello, Hood. Yes, that's how I sound. Hello, Yella. Like, I can't play it off. It's just not my gift. So I'm probably just going to say sir, just to be honest. Because I sound like a hot mess. Okay, so what were you saying?
I was actually saying, I want to chime in about the who got it worse on the dating side. And honestly, women do have it easy. However, women make it hard on themselves as well. So I think that's why women view their side as the harder side. I don't think they really understand how easy they have it because of the difficulties they add on to their own situation.
I don't think I can disagree with you on that. I'm just gonna sip my water.
I mean, because like a little bit earlier, like I've been listening, so I like to take in a little bit before I just jump in and start wagging my finger at everybody. So what I'm hearing is that when it comes to dating, when it comes to women looking for men, you said it, they kind of tend to want the whole package.
Right.
Right, and that's where a lot of people go wrong. You're not going to find the perfect person. You got to find the perfect person for you. You know what I mean? So if you sitting here and you trying to debate on what level of swag he got, well, guess what? You gonna miss out on the other stuff that's going on with him.
Right.
You gonna drop him off for that. So, men, we just kind of float around. We just float around the dating game. We do what we do, right? Because you gotta look at it like this. women are being chose, men are the chooser, right? So anything that's getting picked got the better advantage. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
kind of why towards like the point of view for like sex and stuff like that. That's why women kind of view sex like that. You got men approaching you and advancing you since you started developing. You know what I'm saying? So a dude approaching you ain't nothing by the time you 30 something. A dude approaching you and talking all that crazy shit ain't nothing. I'm sorry, all that craziness ain't nothing. But
Oh, I just realized. So I made an adjustment to the audio last week. I'm not going to get into why, but they're saying that you're hard to hear. So I know what it is. So let me just do a quick, because I don't want them to miss what you're saying. We will put here. All right. So go ahead and keep talking, guys. Let me know if you hear better, because I think they were picking you up from my microphone versus the way it's supposed to be. So.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
Okay. No, you all good. I was just saying that men are right and women are wrong. Men are awesome. That women, did they hear that part? They ain't hear what I originally said, right? I want them to hear that part.
I want to see. Right. Yeah, they said much better. So, yeah.
All right, cool. All right, cool. I just wanted to make sure I get that out there.
No, go ahead. You're welcome to do a quick recap because it was really low. They said it's much better.
Okay. No, I was just basically saying that that women do have it easier, as much as they don't want to admit it, but they do make it harder on themselves. You know, and by the endless amounts of requirements. You know what I'm saying? You can't get the total package. You can't. Nobody can. No man can either. You're saying don't get it twisted. Can't no man get the total package either. As much as he try to fight, you know, as much as he try to ask for it. You know what I'm saying? You can't get the Instagram baddie that clean the house and take care of the kids and all that package don't come. No, it's not available. You ever tried to shop for something and you click on it and it be like not in stock? That's what the man you want is. When you click on Amazon and it be like not in stock, that's the man you looking for.
Or they have it in like a 2XL and a small, and you're really large, and you're just like, but I didn't need the. I think it's really interesting what you were saying though, and this is actually a great. I can't believe it's already been an hour. This is probably a great one to end on, and hopefully the next one people will get on because it's meant to be like a whole, group discussion. Because I would love to hear what women have to say about that, but. I will say this as a self-proclaimed very objective woman. I do think that the idea of having it all is, I think some people do get a lot of it. Like if you marry older, for example, that was my case. My husband was 14 years older than me. So in that case, he had been established, what have you. But I think for the most part, a lot of women have to grow with the guy. And of course, their first reaction is, but what if I hitch my wagon to a loser? And to that I say, I think that you have to be able to be like a scout, like a talent scout, because people who are drafting, kids to sports, they don't have a crystal ball, but they've learned to see okay, he can run fast, he's a quick learner, you know what I'm saying? So it's like if you he said now the volume is way too loud. I'm
loud, period. That's me. I'm loud, period.
We'll see if anyone else says it besides him. Not that you don't matter, Link, but we'll see. But I think that we have to, as women, be able to look and see. We have to be able to see if is he a hard worker? Because you could be a guy who works for his daddy and you're getting, 6 figures for daddy, but you can see you're a lazy bum. What I noticed with my husband was, even though he had a good paying job, I noticed his work ethic. Never complained. He was always going in. And I was like, I thought to myself this in my 20s. This is the dude that if he got laid off, by Friday, he'd have another job. If he got laid off Monday, by Friday, he's not I'm going to sit at home and cry. But he's going to make it happen. And I think that, women are struggling with picking up on that. And maybe they're going after the wrong things. And then when the going gets tough, their guy gets going.
Yeah. I mean, that's because, unfortunately, women is choosing from the wrong things. You know what I'm saying? Choosing from swag.
Okay, so now were you on here when we were talking about swag?
Yeah. I mean that tripped me out. I ain't even gonna lie to you, ladies. Y'all, that is my prime example on how making it difficult. Y'all can't even agree on what swag.
But I don't think the women were. It was the men who were saying all that crap about that's like
no.
Future.
They just find out what it really is. I mean, it's swagger and then there's swag. Us folks, us black folks, we got swag. Okay, we don't have swagger because we don't deal with nothing that end in ER. So we got swag. You know what I'm saying? We got swag. You know what I'm saying? Which is just a cool, like, it should just be a vibe, right? But it has been attached to just the wrong type of people, right? You know what I'm saying? So don't look for what you would call swag. If I'm given advice to anybody, right, man or woman, just find somebody that like you. Trust me.
But see,
all that abundance, all that swag, all that is we gonna take trips. Look, all that feels better if he likes you.
But the thing is that even saying like putting swag and taking trips together, I think we need to come up with another word, like our culture, because I think everything is getting bled together. When I say so for example, I'm going to assess you. I don't think we've met before. I don't think we ever met in life. So he said, I was like, I don't think so. But when you came on, I did not get sniveling, scared, not confident. I don't know anything about you except your energy. And you came in, shoulders back, chest out. You spoke with authority. You hi, Yanci. That's when I say swag, it's like it's this presence because, and I'm gonna fight for my women on this, okay? Because I'm hard on women, but I'll fight when I feel like it's truth. As a woman, subconsciously, we want to feel safe. So if a man sounds, emotionally like his knees are knocking together, we don't deal well with that. So I can only speak for myself. When I say swag, I mean, I feel like I could sit back. It's like, let me put it this way. It's like I walk into a plane and I see the pilot and he looks good up in that cockpit. Like, okay, he's straight. I'm going to go put my little mask on and sleep. If I look in the cockpit and he's like, I'm a little nervous. I'm probably not dozing off. So that's how I look at it. So he said, I'd rather say confidence than swag. Maybe we need to say confidence.
Yeah. I think that's the better portrayal. Because if you, and like you did make a point though, and this is where the guys tend to go wrong. And look, I'm just as fair and balanced too. This is where the guys go wrong. Like, this is what I'm saying. It's going to throw the ladies under the bus, but it's going to help the fellas as well. Don't listen to what women say they won't, man.
I've said that a million times.
Well, you will lose every time. You be out here chasing your tail like a dog every time. The best bet is just to be your best you. Be your best you. That's all you can do, bro. Be your best you and just shoot your shot. She might not be the woman for you. Trust me. It happens, bro. It happens. You know what I'm saying? She might not be the one for you. Just shoot your shot. Most she gonna say is no. It's a lot of women out here, bro. It's a lot of women. Most she gonna say is no. You gotta get out there and get some no's. If anybody ever worked in sales, you get more no's than yes. Anytime you do anything, you're gonna get more no's than yes. That's just life. But that's a staple in sales. You're gonna get more no's than yes. But those no's is what prepare you to close for that yes. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And that's just get out there and just talk to these women, man.
When you get the yes, you're not going to be, just freaking out. It's like, okay, cool. Like, because you now have perspective. I think sometimes, they're just so scared when they do get that yes, then they idolize us. And then it backfires because we don't want a panting dog. We want a leader. Yeah. So if you're so big, oh my God, I had a guy I can't believe you gave me a chance. And you're just so pretty. And I'm like, he's handsome. So I'm like, what is wrong with you? Why are you're acting as it was almost like the Nutty Professor, when he gets switched over. It was like, is this a rental body? Like, have you not been in this body? Because you're tall, you're handsome, you have charisma. So I don't think that men understand. And I know you said don't listen to women. I think that most women should not be listened to. But I worked really hard to listen to men and hear them. So, don't count me out in that group. But as far as what they think they want, I think we have an idea on paper what we think we want, but then there is proof of what we respond to. So when I say, look at what she responds to, because, women say we want a nice guy, and it's true. However, if you don't understand what that looks like, you're going to think being nice means never saying no to her. Mm-hmm. We don't want someone who never says no. We want someone who is polite and kind. So it's so multi-layered. But what you were talking about is confidence, because when you said go out there, be ready to take a no, that means that you are not assigning the value of yourself to what answer comes out of my mouth. You're going to be dope whether I say yes or not. I'm either going to be dope or you're going to be dope by my side, or you're going to be dope not by my side. It's never a matter of am I going to validate you. And I think too many men are seeking their identity in the validation of the women that they find desirable. Therefore, when she says no, he's like, and then he becomes the bitter guy in the comments.
Yeah. You shouldn't. You look, if you're gonna seek validation in a woman, make it your wife. That's the one that need to validate you.
Hello.
That's the one, not the one at the bar with that Fashion Nova bodycon dress on. That ain't the one that need to validate you, bro. Trust me, she done had 30 dudes already come up and validate her. You know what I'm saying? So that ain't the one. You gotta get the validation from the ring first.
Yeah.
You know.
I think it's so true. May I ask how old you are?
35.
35. Okay. You figured out a lot of stuff. I'm pretty impressed. I think that there is a level of greediness. I don't know if you've heard that joke about the store with the man store with the 6 floors. Have you heard that? I absolutely love that joke. For the people watching, I'll paraphrase, but essentially the first floor, the ladies come in and they tell her what is on this level. At this level, you can get this basic dude, he pays bills and whatever, clips his toenails. And then it's like, whoa, well, what's on level 2? And you go to level 2. Well, this guy pays his bill, he clips his toenails, and he has a full beard. I mean, I don't remember but it keeps going. But to the 5th level, there's 6 total, the 5th level, he does all this stuff. He's great with kids. He will always take care of you. He's faithful. It describes the perfect man. And the joke is that she goes to level 6 and she's like, what's on this level? And they said, oh, sorry. And I left out the biggest part. I said, if you go to the next level, you can't go back. So whatever level you stop on, right, you can't go back down. So when she gets to level 6, it's like, whoa, well, I can't imagine what could possibly be on this level. And the person says, nothing. This level is just here to prove that women are never satisfied. So I think that if, like you said, the guy really cares about you, you could tell he really cares. That is the biggest part. And if he seems to have those basic qualities as far as he shouldn't be depressed. He shouldn't, he should have goals in life, those types of things. But once you have that, he will go to the ends of the world and back because he feels like you're a little out of his league. Are we allowed to say that? Are we allowed to just?
No, yeah. Most women is out of most men's league. Let's call it what it is. That's why these dudes is out here scrambling. Most women that they go for is out of their league. So yeah, I agree 100%. Oh, yeah, of course. That's what I'm saying. Women sit back and wait for the number one. If I'm gonna keep it fair as fair. Women sit back and wait for that top 10 dude, right? That probably don't never come. And most dudes go out here and waste all their energy talking to women that know they're not gonna be able to pull. They know they're not gonna be able to get it, bro. You know it. Yeah. You know it's not gonna happen. Just get out of her inbox, bro. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. She got 150,000 followers, bro. Get out of her inbox.
But they need love too, though. Those women need love. But I want to say this because there was an old, there's this old saying that grandmas say, and people are like, "Oh, that's so messed up." And I even posted this, and I think there's a lot of logic that a woman should be with a man who loves her a little bit more, and then she loves him. And the reason why I said this, not for a lifetime. Not someone that until the day you die, he loves you more. I just mean at the beginning. Because what happens is we are emotional as women. So the guy has to have his nose wide open to pursue. When he pursues, not he went from a 2 and now you think it's a 10, but he has to at least be like an 8 in your mind. He will come up to a 10 once you apply the love. And even with love making, when you feel like you're with your dream girl, this guy's pulling out all the stops. He's not skipping foreplay. He's making sure she's enjoying herself because his excitement is seeing she's excited. So I think it's that out of your league thing, like you said, where the woman wants the guy who's out of her league, but the way that a woman is wired, we want to be adored. And if he's out of your league, you're not getting adored. And I hate to bring this in, but the P. Diddy, or what is he going by now, Puffy, and the girl he's talking to. Did you see that the podcast?
That was awesome. That was awesome. I loved every second
when
of it.
she said, "What are we?" and he said, "We're friends." She said, "I feel like we go together." She is never going to have a man. She's never going to have Diddy adore her. No man who adores a woman is going to say on whatever, I'm used to say national TV, but on a worldwide platform, hey, we're just friends, we kick it. But yet she's staying with him. And the way a woman is wired, we get hurt that way. We can't handle being with a guy who's cool with us. He needs to be in love with us to feel good. So,
yeah. And it was beautiful, because I've been in some of them conversations. So like, we go together. No, you to go together. We friends. You go together. For real. But it's also, it's interesting though, and I don't want to take up too much of your time, but it's interesting to think why women continue to fall into that trap. Not even trap, because it's, well, you call it trap because you walk yourself into it. The man really don't like you. The man ain't setting that trap for you. I feel like we go together. You should have asked before you got on that podcast. You should have asked before you got on that podcast.
Well, you know, I think that maybe I'm theorizing, okay? But maybe she's thinking that he's wired the way she's wired, meaning men with women. So it's like, oh, you know, you're out here publicly, you're going to have to claim me now. No, that probably backfired. But yeah, that is such a serious conversation. If I don't know 100% what the answer is, I'm not asking that live. I am not taking that L in public. But I did a post actually based on that segment, and it said, if you have to, ask the dude, what are we? Anytime I've had a guy who was super into me, I had to tell him to pump the brakes. Like, bro, I just met you. I mean, I had a guy on the first date. First date, he said, can we lock this down? I was like, it was an amazing date, but doggone. That's what started my career, because I jumped on a live stream and people were like, when's the next show? I was like, this wasn't a show, it's my real life. But but yeah, when they really are interested, they're really anxious to market their territory and make sure no other guy can get to her. But yeah, this was great. This was a great conversation. To answer your question though, why you said women do this, I really think, I hope they don't get me for this. I really think that there's a lot of delusion when it comes to women, and I love women. I love us. We have a lot of strengths. Delusion is not one of them. Like, I think that we part of us is so hopeful, and we need hope, because hope makes us believe in the man and say, you could do this, baby. You could reach for the stars, and you need that hope. But we have to be careful that the hope is founded upon something concrete. So if we like a guy and we're going, he's doing all the things that I would be in love with, we're hanging out all the time, we're having sex, we're even looking at houses together, then she assumes a man goes, this should be my girlfriend. And a man just goes, oh, this is cool. I'm getting all this stuff.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's crazy how the dynamic is more even than we want to admit. Because essentially, all he is the chick that had the dudes take her out to eat all the time. Or the ones that take her to shopping. And he house hunting with you, and y'all going to look at baby clothes, and y'all ain't even having unprotected sex and all that other stuff. He is going through the motions with you. Same way you went through the motions with that friend zone dude. I call him the orange juice dude. I had this friend, and she told me about this dude who would always bring her a bottle of Tropicana orange juice. You know the little bottles, like the little bottle. Look like 12. He always brought her that. And I was like, oh, Mr. Orange Juice Man. You know what I'm saying? That's you, the orange juice dude.
Maybe he wanted her to think he's got the juice.
She's here all week, people. Tip your waitress. Try to be.
Wow, that was his job. That was his role. And he wasn't going nowhere. She wasn't going to cut him off. Not her supply.
Orange juice.
Yeah, you got her supply. That's so crazy. Man, well, I'm going to wrap here. We did an hour. I wish more people were comfortable coming on like you, because it's so much easier to have the conversation when you're in real time having a discussion. So, guys, I'll put another alert in the email so that next time you guys know Yeah.
If I can, real quick before you do close, I have spoken to you before.
Oh, on social media?
Yeah. So the first time I actually seen you was on cruise season the other day.
That one.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. And I hit you on social media like, yo.
Oh. Okay.
That shit was foul.
I'm glad
what I'm saying?
I'm glad you see. Now you're gonna make me tempted to talk about that now.
Yeah, hey. I'll just call it what it is. Like that's, you know what I'm saying. I wanted to talk to you. Originally, I wanted to have you come over to my platform. We could talk to it. But after that, I can understand you not wanting to be on another male platform ever again.
It's about the energy, and it's weird because they're about having positive energy as well. But I felt like it needed, and the one guy caught it, and he was going to say something, the other one stopped him. But it's an energy. When it becomes combative, it's no longer productive. And my thing is like, I want to hear what my guest has to say, and I would hope my guests want to hear what I have to say. When it starts to seem like someone doesn't want to hear what I have to say, don't tell me twice. I'm out, and that's that energy. So.
Yeah, no, I reacted to it on my channel, and if I see anything, it'll say this. And a lot of these spaces, a lot of them spaces too, and you know, I give them brothers credit what they do. They put out good content, but we can't sit here and act like we don't want to hold each other responsible. We can't sit up here and browbeat these women online, shaking our finger at them, telling them, "Oh yeah, you got to hold them responsible." Women don't hold each other responsible. And I seen a panel of dudes sit there and cackle and sit there with their mouth closed, eyes wide open, watching this woman get disrespected. I don't give a damn if you didn't agree with what she's saying.
And
what you saw in its base form was disrespect.
Thank you. And I felt like it was gaslighting. I felt like it was a lot of gaslighting where it was like, oh, well, if you just took it that way. And it's like, no, because there was an actual statement that because you didn't like something, you're a child, you should be skipped over. And then this is the part that just tripped me out because I thought this is a real life teaching experience, a teaching example. In the comments, people just started to become derogatory. And I don't know if you noticed this, right? So I had my fan. Because I have a wall unit, and so it gets really hot with the studio lights, and I can't turn on because it's going to be really loud. It's going to affect my sound. But my thought is this. The caliber of person who thinks, got him, by commenting that I'm hot, like physically hot, I'm like, what level of maturity do you have to think that the zinger is telling a panelist, you must be warm because you're fanning yourself? Like, yep, that's why people fan themselves. And they wonder why we don't have productive conversations. Like, hello?
Damn. You wonder why you struggle with women, dog.
Hello? I mean, excited like I got her. I'm like.
Right. I shamed her because her body temperature is higher than normal. I can sleep better at night now.
But she probably can't because she's hot.
Right, she's too hot. And you know what? Like I said, I've been on panels, man, and I've given ladies a hard time too. It is what it is. In a sense, I heard what they were saying. It is the nature of the conversation sometimes. However, there's a line to toe.
It's right? Thin. It's a thin line.
Yeah. And the weird part, and I'm gonna call it like it is. The weird part is that men in those spaces tend to want to tell women, well, you can't be mad at our tone. Like, buddy, that was crazy as hell. Like, buddy, this was crazy as hell. He was like, well, that's just my tone because I'm a military man, and when you at war and they tell you to get down, that's what you're supposed to do. I was like, you realize the topic was double standards, right? Like military strategy.
I was like, last I checked, there are no bombs overhead.
Right.
We're in a peaceful studio.
None of that.
I can't stand this is my thing, and I had to go back and watch it because I was like, in the heat of the moment, it's kind of hard sometimes to say what it is. And I realized what it was. The first one, it's hard to pinpoint, it's hard to prove, I should say, because it's energy. But we all know energy. And after the thing went off, people then started to say, the one guy, Trey, I think it was, or Dre, he said he did come in with the energy. And then they were commenting. So it's like, come on. Okay, if you're going to deny, okay, let's just say you deny that he came in with the energy. But the thing is that when a person is trying to speak and you keep saying derogatory comments, your goal is not the truth. Your goal is to look like a badass. And that's where I lose respect for somebody, because I get aggressive too. I can get into, I joke about my vein popping, like when I really get animated. But at the end of the day, everybody's cool, everybody's smiling, and it's like, I do not agree with you. Okay, but all right, and we move on. It was the contempt. It was like the disdain and the dismissiveness before even hearing the argument. That's the thing that really pissed me off, because it's like, you're not even giving me an opportunity to even state what it is. And if you're claiming that your goal is that, they're like, what are we talking about? And we really didn't even prep what this is. But if your goal, so a guy who was not even a guest, a guy who was a commenter came up on a show that I was a guest star of. And so he came in claiming that he wants to, I mean, I would assume, make the relationships better. You would assume. But came in with some negative energy about women as a whole. That's red flag number one. You're bitter and your bitterness is showing. So there's that. And then two, if you have a person who says, I specialize in speaking to women, you don't dismiss them. And this was on my list, but I didn't know if we were going to get a chance to speak to it. I hate it when people act as though there is no such thing as a delivery style being good or bad. And did you notice that in the exact example that was given, it was an example of a delivery style that was bad? Did you catch that? And then the other guy said, well, as long as they're not cussing at me, or I said, oh, so there is a mark to which somebody has now crossed over into disrespect. So,
Nah, that was it really was. And and that's why I call the tone thing. And I'll tell you what, and that's a good thing about being, sometimes I come on a panel, sometimes I like to sit in the chat, because being able to sit in the chat, you be able to be a little more observant. Right?
Yes, you get a feel.
I can tell you what it does miss him, because I did a whole reaction to this. So I
you have to send it to me.
Verbatim, I got you.
Yeah.
So the part that threw me off is when you was telling him, you was trying to talk, and he basically was like, yeah, go ahead, say something to wow me.
Yeah, I'm waiting to be shocked. That's what he said. I'm waiting to be shocked.
I'm waiting to be shocked. And I'm like, goofball, she was saying she agreed with you. She literally was saying that she agreed with you, but you wouldn't be quiet long enough to let her talk, because you too worried. These dudes too worried about being able to portray the alpha male instead of being just an effective male. Be an effective male, not an alpha male, because that shit's gonna have you by yourself.
So many women.
That's why
so many women approached me and said, I absolutely hated how he talked. And I think what men think is, if I yell loud enough, if I sound authoritative enough, then women are going to follow my lead. And they had the nerve to mention, I think, I don't know if that was the same segment, but mention leading. And I'm thinking like, who is leading, following you, first of all? But this whole angry man thing is not the case. It's like when you can humble yourself and you can listen to someone, like even if you're in politics, your constituent, like you have to listen. You cannot be on a throne dictating to people. It's just wild to me. It's and men, and I was gonna say another point about tone. Like you said, you got people in politics that can be on both sides of the aisle that can work together. You want to know why? Because like you said, they effectively communicate. But to sit up here and tell women that, oh, well, you shouldn't judge a man's tone. Here's the thing. If that man talked to you crazy, you'd be ready to punch him in the mouth. I almost did it, but I didn't want them to get a soundbite. Because I did it with my show. There was a point where we were doing something, and I said, y'all don't know. I said, I can act. And I think I might have mentioned that. I said, I can act. So in this same thing, you're going to forget I said this, and I'm going to act and get you. And I got all of them. So I was tempted to start acting like an angry woman and pop off. And I was going to wait for them to say, yo, calm down. I said, oh, I'm sorry. delivery matters. But see, I don't trust other platforms or even with mine because somebody could snip it, put some which somebody did one time. I made a rhetorical, ridiculous statement, but I said, this is rhetorical. This is what you sound like. And they cut that. And I ended up trending on dumb stuff women say on YouTube. And I'm like, oh, Lord, I can't give them anything, right? But I hated that. They said, this is why women can't be in the discussion because they're so sensitive. They can't handle it. I said, but yet we were having a constructive conversation the entire time before you came on. And I think this is what it is. There are some men who cannot handle being challenged by a woman. Because if it was a dude, they would not come with that same energy. So they're pissed that it's a woman challenging them. And then two, just their ego. Their ego makes it so that they feel like they're losing if they're not right every single time. But you look way sexier if you can go, you know what, I hadn't thought about that. You know what, you're right. Women are like, oh, he grown. But you think you look real manly because you barked at a chick? Like, come on now.
You want a leader. That's what he said. Y'all asking this. I'm telling you, I am a person of words, and when I hear ridiculousness, this sticks with me. He was basically like, y'all looking for leaders. I'm here to change the world. We talking about changing the world. We talking about, no, we not.
With mace?
No, we not.
Pepper spray?
They wasn't. They were talking about double standards. They wasn't talking about changing the world. They wasn't talking about ending world hunger. They wasn't talking about, you know what I'm saying, getting down to national deficit. They wasn't even talking about Ukraine and Russia, bro. They was talking about double standards between men and women. And he came in like somebody pulled the fire drill. And it was saying his name. Like the fire drill was saying his name. It wasn't just a drill. It was saying his name. He's like, I'm here. Who needs saving?
I cannot. I said, you think about the word diplomacy. Diplomats have to be, you don't think they want to come in and just say what they want off top? Like, fool, y'all stupid, we don't even need the dinner, just skip the dinner, you're done, we're blowing you up. That's what they want to say, but they don't. They have the tea, they do the golf game, that's diplomacy. And so it hurt my brain cells to hear people arguing that it was frivolous to care about the way that a person speaks. And, the one guy was saying that he speaks to his wife any kind of way. And I'm just like, you have to be able to switch it up with men and with women. But even with, like I said, with men, there's still a line that you're going to cross where the dude's going to be like, yo, chill. And this is the part I want to get your take on, because we never even got to this. But my question on that panel was, do you think that you could, I think it was like, do you think you could reach more people? Or my point was, I think you could reach more people if you don't come in angry. So if a woman sees a man come in and he's claiming to try to help the situation, but his veins are popping out and he's screaming about everything that she's doing wrong, or women are as a whole, because I guess we're a monolith, we're doing wrong, that in no way evokes a posture of, oh, let me listen more. Huh. It just makes you go like this. Just like if a woman comes in ranting, talking about all men suck and men don't want to, and men just want sex, you're not going to be like, sweetheart, let me hear everything you have to say. Let me clear my next hour. Let me just listen.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right about that. That's why it's like, and we all go through those patches. I was mad dude, 22, you know what I'm saying, at my time. It's a way to be angry and understand the person you're talking to might not be the one that you angry at. You know what I'm saying? You can have those feelings. We all passionate. We all understand that relationships between men and women, especially black men and black women, is freaked up right now. You know what I'm saying? We can all agree on it.
Yeah.
But, cool. You got dead wrong. Trust me, I get dead wrong too. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know that you're not these women. No, not these women, bro. Not these women. Yo,
you know what
these women do not need you.
I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have you drop, if you can get on YouTube right now, drop your reaction video in there so that people could just cut to that part. And they could watch it on your channel, and I'll go in, I'll see your reaction to it. But if you can grab it, maybe you can pop up in multiple screens or whatever. Because I know y'all, sorry, we jumped right into it. I was triggered last Wednesday, and the crazy thing is that I'm very hesitant about even coming on someone else's platform because I don't know if there is going to be respect. And so for me, I felt like, okay, I'm already going out on a limb. Let me do this. And it seemed to go well. But a guy came on and was just really, really, really disrespectful. So it's just really interesting. And it also, it's like, you know, I'm not worried about everybody in the world and what they do. However, I feel like if I am on my platform, the people who have come here actually value what I have to say. They respect me and they're going to listen. Versus if you go somewhere else, some people are just there for pure entertainment. They're not there to actually hear something that is being said. And that's why I think it's tough if content is just very titillating. It attracts all types of people and not just people who are trying to learn and become better. So comment in the comment section, you guys. Thank you for the likes. You guys got the likes up. Comment in the comment section if you think that delivery matters. So you can say delivery matters or delivery doesn't matter. He said, I don't see any women on here. Yeah, this is the least amount of women I've had in the history of doing YouTube. It's kind of weird.
Hey, don't assume my gender, dog. What is you doing? Don't assume my gender is 2022.
You know what I heard someone say, and I'm just being bold in this one. Somebody said that this gender denial is actually anti-LGBT, and I was like, wait. And I thought, right? You heard this? They said because how can someone say I'm gay? Well, I'm a guy who likes guys. Well, how are you a guy if there is no gender? I said, oh, doggone.
Bingo. Then now we lost. Now we all confused. That's why I say everybody confused. We probably need to just sit down, probably write out a little, like, we need to write out a dictionary. Like, just a life. Damn words, like words, they're real words. We just write out a life dictionary with all the living, like, the societal dictionary. There we go. Societal dictionary. All the stuff, all the words, adjectives, things you need to not offend nobody.
It's intense. Somebody said they identified as a wolf, and the guy said, it was on a documentary, What is a Woman? And he said, can you communicate, as a wolf? And he was like, no. But
that's crazy. I don't want to get into it because this your platform.
It's all good. Look, I
don't want to shake the room. I don't want to shake the room on your channel. I'm not get you canceled today.
Maybe tomorrow, but not today.
Not today. No.
I usually fly under the radar, but it's just my thing is just make it make sense. That's it. Just make it make. Whatever it is, make it make sense. And if you can't talk about it until we've exhausted all of the conversation, I don't want to go there, because if there is truth to be had, you will find it in talking about it. When you actually listen to both sides, if we have two opposing sides, at some point we are going to uncover the truth. So, yeah. And when people,
I commented I put it in the chat. If you wanted me to put the link to the video in the chat, I'll put it in the YouTube chat.
Oh yeah, can you put in the chat as the what do you call it, the live chat as well as the
Zoom chat? All right.
Oh, you put in the Zoom chat. My bad. Yeah.
I'll put it in the live chat. No, I'll put it in the live YouTube chat, so it's on your channel in the scrolling chat.
It's just, how come I don't see it? That's why I thought you put it in the main video chat. Can you guys see it in the comments?
It might not light up as a link because I ain't no mod, so you probably just have to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you probably just have to, because it's in there. It didn't reject the link, so it's in the chat. But
okay. If not, and then also just send it to me just in case. Just DM it to me so I have it as well. But I'm glad, and thank you to you and everyone else who came and spoke to me, because I am very sensitive. I don't pretend to say I'm not sensitive. I am very sensitive to disrespect. Because I really try not to give it to other people. So when I get it back, it's like, that was not necessary. I really appreciate. See, I'm trying not to use names. He said, whose panel was y'all? So you guys will see on his reaction video. You will see I'm assuming you put the clip on there as well.
I didn't put the clip, but I definitely use names. So I don't mind using folks' names. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. We on the internet.
Oh my goodness. So yes, So it was an episode, and so you can watch his video. You can see where the name. So yeah, he said he was screaming like Senior Drill Hartman in a Full Metal Jacket. I can't.
Hey, no, and one more thing, man. Like I said, this is the part that really bothered me about the whole thing. You dropped off. You were the guest. You dropped off. You showed discomfort. You showed that you didn't feel. You showed you felt disrespected. You verbalized that. You dropped off. Them men had an opportunity right there. When that man was on the panel, you weren't there to say something. And they didn't. It took Saira to say something.
I said it's a woman of all people. I was sat in the green room. I said it took a woman. Not only a woman, she was a woman from the comments. She wasn't even the original panel. There were only 6 of us on the original panel. She was a commenter.
I was in backstage fuming. I don't know if they didn't bring me up because you was up there. They probably thought I was on some other stuff too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I was about to come up there and say something, but they ain't pulled me up because I think y'all finished in like 45 minutes after that. Y'all clicked up. So, but yeah, that was the most painful part to watch. Cause that basically that kills my faith in anything that you talking about, bro. Cause one thing you not finna do is sit up there and we finna just let the women get disrespected.
Right.
Then when they gonna like us.
Right. And
protect women. They're saying that, and y'all didn't. Y'all didn't even do it after the fact. Right. Even after he got off and they started giggling and cackling and yeah, that was crazy. Woo, that was wild. Right. If you felt all that way, brother, you knew it was extra as hell. You knew that.
And the commenters, I feel as content creators too, it's our job to police even the comments. My thing is like if people are getting wild, like really wild, I'll either delete them and kind of make an example. So, because if you get blocked from the channel, but and I know you can't control everybody, but you can set the tone. It's like the teacher that lets kids, throw spit wads and curse. There are those one teachers that you knew you could not do anything in her class, and then the other teachers you acted. It's all about leadership. So as content creators, like we have to set the tone. We have to lead by example. And I honestly, I know that it is entertaining for people to see those types of debates, but there's nothing beneficial. There's absolutely I'm not signing up to be in some like mud wrestling contest. Like I actually want to help people have better marriages, better friendships, better discussions. And there are so many people who are hurting out there. And I just feel like this is an opportunity to really make a difference. But it ends up being like a sporting event. So, yeah, it's crazy. Well, this was quite interesting. I will definitely have to have you back on. I like when people are opinionated. It makes for fun discussions. I don't mind, and that cracks me up. I don't mind when people disagree with me. I actually like it because it challenges me, and I can challenge them. So I don't mind that as long as you stay respectful. That's all I ask. That's it. So, all right, guys, I am going to close here. And you guys check out his link, his reaction. I'm going to go watch it right now. We will be back here Monday. You're welcome to stay. I'm just going to close out. We'll be back in next Monday, same time, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Sorry, I'm trying to add this comment. YouTube be censoring a whole bunch of stuff on here. Anyways, until next time, you guys, tell someone that you love them. Make sure you click the link in my description and get on my email list so you're in the know. And make sure you like and subscribe. Talk to you later.